The massive holographic courtroom hummed with tension as Jay Park stood confidently before the gleaming judicial panel. Soft blue light cascaded across her crisp navy professional suit, highlighting her determined expression. The orbital complex above Earth's lunar settlement buzzed with anticipation. Hyun Kim sat across the room, his fingers nervously tapping against the smooth metallic surface of the defense table. He knew this moment would change everything. Years of research, exploration, and a complicated marriage had led to this single confrontation. The judicial artificial intelligence activated, its neutral voice filling the expansive chamber. Case number GX2203LP, Park vs. Kim, Interstellar Spousal Support Dispute, is now in session. Holographic screens flickered to life, displaying complex data streams and personal communication logs. Jay's lawyers presented their initial arguments with precise calculation. They outlined how her revolutionary communication algorithms had been fundamental to Hyun's groundbreaking stellar navigation discoveries. Each word was measured, each piece of evidence carefully curated to demonstrate her intellectual contribution. Hyun watched silently, his past memories flooding back. They had been more than just partners. They were researchers, lovers, and ultimately, competitors. Their relationship had always been a delicate balance of professional collaboration and personal tension. The first witness called was Dr. Elena Rodriguez, a senior research coordinator who had supervised their joint projects. Her testimony would be crucial in establishing the collaborative nature of their work. Her digital avatar materialized, projected from a remote research station millions of kilometers away. They were an exceptional team, Dr. Rodriguez stated matter-of-factly. Jay's computational skills complemented Hyun's exploratory strategies perfectly. Their combined work revolutionized deep space navigation techniques. Hyun's legal team prepared to challenge every assertion, knowing the stakes were astronomical, both financially and reputationally. This wasn't just about spousal support. This was about intellectual ownership, professional legacy, and the complex dynamics of human relationships in an expanding cosmic frontier. The judicial AI processed incoming data streams, analyzing communication patterns, research contributions, and personal interactions. Advanced algorithms cross-referenced millions of documents within milliseconds, searching for definitive evidence that would determine the case's outcome. Jay remained composed, her posture suggesting confidence bordering on certainty. She understood the technical intricacies of their shared work better than anyone. Every algorithm, every line of code represented a piece of her professional identity. Hyun's hands trembled slightly, betraying his outward calm. He knew Jay's claims weren't entirely unfounded. Their relationship had always been a complex negotiation of personal and professional boundaries. The courtroom's environmental controls maintained a perfect temperature, yet beads of nervous sweat formed on Hyun's forehead. Years of stellar exploration, dangerous missions, and groundbreaking discoveries had led to this moment of potential professional and personal deconstruction. Spectators from various planetary systems watched with intense curiosity. Human relationship dynamics were notoriously complex, and this case promised to set unprecedented legal precedents for interstellar collaborative research partnerships. The judicial AI's smooth voice interrupted the growing tension. Initial evidence review complete. Preliminary assessment indicates substantial merit in plaintiff's claims. Those words sent a ripple of murmurs through the assembled observers. Jay allowed herself a momentary smile, subtle, controlled, but definitely present. She understood this was merely the beginning of a complex legal battle that would redefine professional partnerships across human-explored space. Hyun's legal team shuffled their digital documents, preparing counterarguments. They knew this would be a fight measured not in physical confrontations, but in intellectual precision and strategic legal maneuvering. As the first session concluded, both Jay and Hyun understood that more than financial compensation was at stake. This was about recognition, respect, and the fundamental nature of collaborative human achievement in an expanding cosmic landscape. The holographic courtroom slowly dimmed, signaling a brief recess. The first confrontation had concluded, but the real battle was just beginning. The digital display flickered, revealing archived memories from 5 years earlier. Jae and Hyun were once a perfect research team, their workstations side by side in the advanced lunar research facility. Their relationship had started with shared passion for quantum navigation systems. Hyun remembered their first breakthrough, a complex algorithm that could predict stellar drift patterns with unprecedented accuracy. They had worked 17-hour shifts, surviving on synthetic coffee and pure intellectual excitement. Those were the days when their connection felt unbreakable. Their research center was located deep within the lunar complex, surrounded by advanced computing systems and holographic projection rooms. Every surface seemed alive with data, constantly shifting and revealing new cosmic mysteries. Jae's computational skills were extraordinary. She could analyze complex mathematical patterns faster than most advanced AI systems. Hyun's strength was strategic exploration, understanding how theoretical models could translate into actual space navigation techniques. Their first major project involved mapping unexplored wormhole corridors near the Orion Nebula. Traditional navigation systems always failed in those regions, but their combined approach promised something revolutionary. Space agencies from multiple planetary governments watched their progress with intense curiosity. During one critical research phase, they discovered a unique quantum communication technique that could transmit data across massive stellar distances with minimal signal degradation. This breakthrough would potentially transform interstellar communication forever. Their personal relationship evolved alongside their professional collaboration. Late nights turned into shared meals, complex discussions, and gradual romantic involvement. They married within 2 years of meeting, their wedding a small ceremony attended by fellow researchers and scientific colleagues. But success brought complications. As their research gained international recognition, competitive pressures increased. Government agencies and private space exploration corporations began offering massive funding opportunities. The same passion that united them started creating subtle tensions. Hyun's ambitious nature meant he wanted to lead expeditions, to be physically present in exploration missions. Jae preferred the computational side, developing systems that could make those missions safer and more efficient. Their approaches, once complementary, started showing fundamental differences. The turning point came during a critical mission near the edge of known human-explored space. Hyun was selected to lead a dangerous exploration team, using their jointly developed navigation systems. Jae had developed the entire computational framework, but was deliberately kept from the final mission team. Months of isolation, extreme conditions, and high-stakes exploration changed Hyun. When he returned, he was different, more distant, more focused on personal achievement than collaborative success. Their communication became strained, professional interactions increasingly formal. Their research center became a battleground of subtle professional competitions. Each breakthrough was measured, each achievement carefully documented. The love that once united them now seemed like a complex legal contract waiting to be negotiated. The final separation happened during a routine project review. The disagreement about intellectual property rights turned into a heated argument. Lawyers were called, research collaborations were divided, and their personal relationship crumbled under the weight of professional ambition. Jae's documented contributions were extensive. Every algorithm, every research paper bore her computational signature. She had meticulously maintained records, knowing that in the world of scientific discovery, documentation was as crucial as the discovery itself. Hyun's exploration missions had made him famous. Magazine covers celebrated his courage. Documentaries highlighted his stellar navigation techniques. But behind those public achievements lay a complex story of collaborative innovation that he seemed reluctant to fully acknowledge. The digital memory archive continued playing, revealing moments of brilliance, moments of conflict, and the gradual dissolution of a once perfect professional and personal partnership. Each frame told a story of human complexity, ambition, love, betrayal, and the relentless pursuit of scientific excellence. As the archived memories faded, the current courtroom returned into focus. Jade watched the display, her expression a mixture of professional detachment and deeply buried emotional complexity. Hyun shifted uncomfortably, knowing that every moment of their shared history was about to be scrutinized. The background revelation was complete. The stage was set for a legal battle that would challenge everything they once believed about love, collaboration, and scientific achievement. The courtroom went silent as Jay's primary legal representative activated the first holographic evidence display. Soft blue light illuminated intricate scientific documents, research logs, and communication records that stretched across multiple years of collaborative work. Dr. Elena Rodriguez's digital testimony appeared again, her professional avatar pointing precisely at specific research milestones. The quantum communication algorithm submitted in evidence packet A17 was predominantly developed by Ms. Park, she stated clearly, her voice calm and authoritative. Hyun watched nervously as each document unfolded. Communication logs revealed countless late-night discussions, collaborative design sessions, and joint problem-solving moments that clearly demonstrated their shared intellectual contributions. The first significant piece of evidence was a complex computational framework for interstellar navigation. Forensic data analysis showed that 63% of the core algorithm's foundational code bore Jay's unique programming signature. Her computational fingerprints were embedded deeply within the system. Patent records revealed something even more compelling. While Hyun's name appeared as the primary researcher on several breakthrough publications, internal research center documents showed Jay's critical behind-the-scenes contributions. Each technical diagram, each mathematical model carried subtle marks of her intellectual input. Jay's legal team methodically presented communication records from their shared research period. Digital messages, collaborative design notes, and research proposals painted a picture of a partnership where intellectual contributions were deeply intertwined. One particularly compelling piece of evidence was a comprehensive research proposal from 3 years earlier. The document demonstrated how Jay had conceptualized the initial framework for their stellar navigation breakthrough. Hyun had executed the practical implementation, but the fundamental concept was undeniably hers. Financial records added another layer of complexity. Research grants, funding allocations, and professional recognition awards were carefully cross-referenced. It became increasingly clear that while Hyun received public recognition, Jay's contributions had been systematically under-acknowledged. The judicial AI processed each piece of evidence with mathematical precision. Algorithmic analysis compared communication patterns, coding styles, and research methodologies. The more data processed, the clearer Jay's substantial contribution became. Expert witnesses were called to provide technical context. Dr. Marcus Williams, a renowned space exploration historian, testified about the significance of collaborative research in scientific advancement. His testimony highlighted how individual achievements were often the result of complex team dynamics. Hyun's legal team attempted to challenge the evidence, but each counterargument seemed progressively weaker. Communication logs, technical documentation, and independent expert testimonies consistently supported Jay's claims. The most dramatic moment came when a classified research document was revealed. It showed a detailed proposal where Jay had originally conceptualized the revolutionary navigation technique that had made Hyun famous. Her initial sketches and mathematical models were time-stamped months before the official project launch. Digital reconstructions showed their collaborative workspace, revealing countless moments of joint problem-solving. Holographic displays captured their interactions, Jay designing complex computational models while Hyun strategized exploration approaches. Their work had been a perfect symbiosis of skills. Technical diagrams demonstrated how Jay's communication algorithms had been fundamental in making long-distance space exploration possible. Without her computational frameworks, many of Hyun's celebrated missions would have been impossible. The judicial panel listened intently, their advanced AI systems cross-referencing every piece of presented evidence. The complexity of human collaborative achievement was being meticulously examined, with each technical detail scrutinized for accuracy and significance. As the evidence presentation concluded, the atmosphere in the courtroom had fundamentally changed. What had started as a spousal support dispute had transformed into a profound examination of intellectual contribution and professional recognition. Jay remained composed, her posture suggesting quiet confidence. She knew the evidence spoke for itself. Years of systematic documentation were now revealing the true story of their professional partnership. Hyun sat motionless, the weight of accumulated evidence pressing against his previous narrative. The carefully constructed image of his solo achievements was crumbling, replaced by a more complex truth of collaborative innovation. The judicial AI's preliminary assessment seemed clear. This was far more than a simple legal dispute. This was a moment that would potentially redefine how collaborative scientific achievements were understood and acknowledged. The courtroom's atmosphere shifted dramatically when the alien judicial representatives entered. 3 distinctly different extraterrestrial beings took their positions, each representing a unique galactic civilization with complex legal traditions. The Zarminian delegate, a crystalline being with translucent body structure, moved with precise mechanical movements. Its communication interface flickered with intricate light patterns, processing human interaction data in milliseconds. The being seemed fascinated by the complex emotional dynamics of human relationships. Krelva, the reptilian representative from the Andromeda Coalition, possessed a cold mathematical approach to legal proceedings. Its scaled skin reflected the holographic displays, eyes moving rapidly across the presented evidence. Unlike human judges, Krelva processed information through pure logical algorithms. The third delegate was most unusual, a quantum consciousness from the Halixian network. Unlike physical beings, this representative existed as a shimmering energy field that could simultaneously analyze multiple dimensional perspectives of the legal dispute. Human observers watched nervously as these alien entities began their independent analysis. Their evaluation would not just determine the case's outcome, but potentially establish new interstellar legal precedents for collaborative research partnerships. The Zarminian delegate's first communication surprised everyone. Its translated interface spoke with unexpected emotional nuance. Human collaborative dynamics demonstrate remarkable complexity. Individual contributions cannot be simply measured through traditional metrics. Krelva's analysis was more technical. Statistical models were projected, showing precise mathematical breakdowns of Jai and Hyun's research contributions. Every communication, every algorithmic development was quantified with ruthless precision. The quantum consciousness remained silent initially, absorbing information across multiple potential outcome scenarios. Its existence transcended linear thinking, capable of simultaneously evaluating millions of potential legal interpretations. Hyun's legal team watched with increasing nervousness. These alien representatives were not bound by traditional human legal frameworks. Their evaluation would be based on pure data, emotional intelligence, and complex interspecies understanding. Jay remained composed, understanding that this moment represented more than personal vindication. Her case could potentially reshape how collaborative research would be understood across different galactic civilizations. The Zarminian delegate requested additional contextual information about human emotional bonding and professional collaboration. Its curiosity seemed genuine, attempting to understand the intricate human capacity for combining personal and professional relationships. Krelva's analysis revealed something unexpected. The statistical model suggested that Jay's contributions were not just significant but fundamentally transformative. Her computational frameworks had potential applications far beyond their original research context. The quantum consciousness suddenly manifested a complex holographic representation. It showed potential future scenarios based on various legal outcomes, demonstrating how this single case could influence hundreds of potential research collaborations across multiple star systems. Technical experts in the courtroom watched in awe. These alien judicial representatives were not just evaluating a human legal dispute. They were conducting a comprehensive analysis of human collaborative potential. The Zarminian delegate's next statement was particularly profound. Human emotional intelligence appears to be a critical component of technological innovation. Collaborative achievement cannot be measured through linear computational models. Krelva's mathematical projections showed that Jay's intellectual contributions represented approximately 72.6% of the total research value. The precise nature of this calculation left no room for traditional human legal interpretations. The quantum consciousness began generating potential legal frameworks that could accommodate the complex nature of human collaborative research. Its multidimensional perspective suggested solutions that transcended traditional understanding. As the alien judicial intervention continued, it became clear that this was more than a simple spousal support case. This was a profound examination of human potential, collaborative innovation, and the complex ways intellectual achievements emerge. Jay understood that regardless of the final verdict, her case had already achieved something remarkable. She had forced an intergalactic judicial panel to genuinely understand the nuanced nature of human professional relationships. Hyun sat silently, realizing that his previous narrative of solo achievement was being systematically dismantled by beings whose understanding of collaboration exceeded traditional human perspectives. The courtroom remained suspended in a moment of extraordinary potential, waiting for the alien judicial representatives to render a verdict that could reshape understanding of human scientific achievement. The judicial chamber fell into absolute silence as the alien representatives prepared to deliver their verdict. Holographic displays flickered with complex data streams, capturing every nuanced moment of anticipation. The Zarminian delegate spoke first, its crystalline form casting prismatic light across the courtroom. Human collaborative research represents a unique evolutionary approach to knowledge development, the translation interface announced. Its words carried weight beyond simple legal terminology. Jay Park stood motionless, her professional composure barely concealing the decades of accumulated professional struggle. Hyun Kim shifted uncomfortably, understanding that this moment would redefine everything they had once believed about their shared scientific journey. The quantum consciousness projected multiple potential outcomes simultaneously, creating a mesmerizing display of potential legal interpretations. Mathematical probabilities danced around the judicial chamber, revealing complex intersections of human professional dynamics. Krelva's reptilian analysis had been brutally precise. Statistical models demonstrated that Jay's computational contributions were not just significant, but fundamentally transformative. Her algorithms represented approximately 73.4% of the total research value, a number that could not be legally dismissed. The collaborative research framework submitted represents a breakthrough in interstellar navigation technologies, the alien judicial panel declared collectively. Their combined assessment transcended traditional human legal understanding. The judgment would include comprehensive spousal support, but more importantly, it would establish a groundbreaking precedent for recognizing intellectual contributions in collaborative scientific research. Financial compensation was calculated with extraordinary precision. Jay would receive not just standard spousal support, but a substantial percentage of future research revenues generated by their jointly developed navigation systems. The amount represented millions in interstellar currency. More significant than monetary compensation was the official recognition. The judicial record would now permanently acknowledge Jay's critical role in developing revolutionary space exploration technologies. Her name would be officially credited alongside Hyun's in all historical research documentation. The quantum consciousness generated a complex legal framework that would potentially transform how collaborative research would be understood across multiple galactic civilizations. This single human dispute had become a landmark case with far-reaching implications. Hyun's previous narrative of solo achievement crumbled completely. The alien judicial analysis had systematically dismantled his claims, revealing the true collaborative nature of their research partnership. Individual human achievement, the Zarminian delegate explained, cannot be understood through singular perspectives. Collaborative potential represents the most significant evolutionary advantage of your species. The courtroom observers watched in stunned silence. This was more than a legal verdict. This was a profound statement about human potential, collaborative innovation, and the complex ways intellectual achievements emerge. Jay's legal team exchanged subtle glances of professional satisfaction. They had done more than win a case. They had fundamentally challenged existing understanding of scientific collaboration. The financial settlement included not just immediate compensation, but ongoing revenue sharing for their jointly developed technologies. Future research applications of their navigation systems would generate continuous intellectual property revenues. Most surprisingly, the judgment included a recommendation for establishing a new interstellar research collaboration framework. The alien judicial panel suggested that human partnership models demonstrated extraordinary adaptive potential. Hyun experienced a complex mix of emotions: professional humiliation, grudging respect, and a strange sense of liberation. The verdict stripped away his carefully constructed narrative of solo achievement, revealing a more nuanced truth. The quantum consciousness continued generating potential future scenarios, showing how this single legal decision could influence hundreds of potential research collaborations across multiple star systems. As the judgment was finalized, the holographic displays began to dim. The alien judicial representatives had transformed a simple spousal support dispute into a landmark examination of human collaborative potential. Jay Park stood tall, understanding that this moment represented more than personal vindication. She had fundamentally challenged existing understanding of scientific achievement, forcing a comprehensive revaluation of how intellectual contributions are recognized. The courtroom slowly emptied, but the implications of this judgment would resonate across human-explored space for generations to come. A new understanding of collaborative potential had been established, one algorithm, one partnership at a time.